Hey everybody, what's up? Robbie Rad here. So I am staring into the wood stove right now, and we are looking at my little kindling pile we got ready to go. We're going to be demonstrating the top-down burn method. It's the most efficient and effective, in my opinion, way to start a wood stove. So we have larger pieces of kindling at the bottom, and then these ones are running this way at the very bottom, then they run crossways. Think of like Jenga or something, and they alternate as they go up. And really small little teepee on top, very small kindling with some fire starters in there. We're gonna light her up. And the purpose is you're starting a small fire up on the top that is then gonna trickle the embers down and catch the larger stuff below on fire. What we're using here, these are actually little coffee filters that are all plugged up with beeswax. When we are filtering our beeswax for our candles and our other products, we get it pretty raw. And in doing so, it's great for us when we get it really raw from the apiaries, because we can use it in a more raw form for cosmetics. It's very good for that. But when we want to make candles out of it, we got to get it really clean, because them impurities are going to plug up the wick and they're going to make the candle burn like crud. So our final filter to get it to what we refer to as candle grade is running it through coffee filters, and it plugs them all up. But man, they work great for little fire starters, so we save them all and we use them here in the wood stove. So as that teepee starts to burn down, all those little pieces are going to trickle down through those pieces of wood, start to catch it all on fire. Instead of trying to make a small fire underneath all of the wood and trying to catch all of it on fire at once, and it just sits there and smokes and smolders, and sometimes you got to restart it a couple times. Pull the lantern out of here. The benefit to a smaller, hotter fire too is it's going to correct your draft if you have what's referred to as a cold plug as well. A cold plug is not an actual physical plug in your wood stove or chimney, but what it is once the chimney goes cold, whether you have a metal chimney or a masonry chimney, what starts to happen is draft actually reverses and cold air is forcing its way down the chimney. And sometimes it can be tricky and even sometimes difficult, depending on how forceful that downdraft is on correcting it. So a smaller, hotter fire is going to be more effective to correct that draft and reverse it, get it going back up, instead of again trying to catch the entire pile and having a small cold fire underneath all the wood, to where it's going to try to puff smoke back at you in your face as you're trying to start. My draft is instantly corrected. Sometimes what I do, or what I recommend to my customers if they're having issues with that, is like, for instance, if you flip my little gate up here, you can see the baffle system there. There's a little shelf. Some are more complex, some aren't as open as mine is. I'll tell people, take a tea light candle, place it in the wood stove while you're sitting there splitting up all your kindling, and put a candle in there for a few minutes, just that small flame from that, shut the door. That'll help reverse that draft. Fire starter up on the baffle, light it. You can do it in the box, you can do it up on the baffle system. Whatever works. All stove configurations are a little different, so where you put it might depend on your setup. But reversing that draft initially is key, just so it ain't trying to puff smoke back in your face. Nobody wants that in their home. Yeah, I have no doubts in my mind that this is gonna be ripping here in a few minutes. And you see it's already starting to do it. If I can get the shot, it's kind of hard with this ledge and how far down it sinks my firebox, but you can already see where stuff is falling down underneath there and starting to catch those lower levels of the Jenga tower on fire. And as it does that, because it tends to smolder when it's trying to catch it on fire, it's actually rising that smoke up through the hotter fire on top and reigniting those gases. And there's no question to me on why I chose to be in the chimney and wood stove industry. I love to watch fire. I get paid to be a pyro, pretty much. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Hope you all have a good day. Hope this helps people with starting their wood stove. And hope everyone has a good holiday. Take care.